gente? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, you read correctly. Read correctly. Did Jesse Smollett or Juicy Smollett walk so Christian Keys could run? This is just a theory I have. You guys can make your own speculations. But there are some developments that are interesting in the Christian Keys story, and I wanted to share them with you, and I wanted to ask you what you guys think. How are you, Bad Lioness? Good to see you. Hey, Lindsay. Give me 1 second here. I'm still trying to get it together, guys. Okay, I'm here. Rock with me. Rock with me. It's been a long, crazy day. Lots of details.
Bad Linus is my friend. She loves Sisterhood Sips. So she's tuning in tonight because we was keying about this topic. I said, girl, this is a nice topic. Let's finish it on the show.
Okay, because I have an interesting take tonight. So welcome, welcome, ladies. Good to see your beautiful faces. Good to see my panel's beautiful faces. Welcome to On the Block with Jen. You guys already know. Follow us. The names are on the board. If you want to support the show, by all means. And thank you to everyone who Cash Apps me when I'm not on air because you caught the replay and you dig the content. I am Cash App On the Block with Jen scrolling on the bottom, or you could super chat me if you want to chime in and you want us to throw your comment up on the screen. You're also welcome up on the panel as well. As long as you're showing your face, we like faces. Conversations are better with faces. So you're more than welcome to come up and give your 2 cents. We'd love to hear it. We welcome everyone here, as long as you don't act the monkey ass fool. But we love, you know what I mean? Hey, come up, argue with us, say we don't believe that. We think that's crap. We think you're full of it. Come on up here and we can have that discussion. So as you guys know, we've been following this Christian Keys story, and it's taken a really bizarre turn, in my opinion. Little things I'm seeing here and there. And I'm like, something smells fishy. At the very least, even if this man is telling the truth, even if he is telling the truth, I don't think it's newsworthy to out someone for being gay. I just don't think it's newsworthy. I don't see the crime in that. I just don't. Even the offering of money, okay? Prostitution is legal in a couple of states. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. He got offered money for some buns. He declined. That should have been the end of it. That's what I think. It's no different than someone offering you drugs or a drink or a meal that you just not into, right? You offer me avocado, I'm going to say no. Does that mean I have to record you offering me avocado? Not so much, right? So we're going to get into this story. Tomorrow, we're going to have a very spicy topic brought to us by Haran DeMarco. I want to talk about, are women innately inclined to lie more so than men? Is it in our nature to lie? Is it actually a survival tool? Is it something that women do from way little, just innately? Tomorrow we're going to have that conversation, okay? And we keep it fair here. I go after the girls, I go after the guys. It's just the guys can't handle when I go after the guys. But I go after the girls and I go after the guys. So, Haran brought up that subject and made me ponder. I didn't automatically jump to like, we don't lie, men lie more. No, it made me ponder because women are infamous for lying, whether it's faking orgasms, whether it's lying to our husbands about what we buy. Like, innately, are we inclined to lie? We're going to cover that tomorrow. Tonight, I want to get all up in Christian Keys' ass like he claims he didn't want nobody to do. But we're going to do it tonight. We're going to do it on the block.
How much you offering?
I got $10 for him and a bag of my dry roasted edamame beans. That's all I got.
He ain't worth them edamame beans. I'm just saying.
He's expensive because 100K was too low. Okay? I don't know if I can afford Christian Keys. Okay, the boy seems to be expensive. So. We people watch. We watched him do his little soliloquy explaining how he's been recording with a pen since 2005, people sexually harassing him. He said women and men have been sexually harassing him since 2005, and he just got to start recording them, right? So now it went from a resounding, oh my God, we're so sorry this happened to you, to, all right, bitch, who is it? Who sexually harassed? Who was it? Now we're there, right? Because we are very cynical. Humans are cynical, right? So even the people that were invested are like, who the fuck was it? Why are we batting for you, right? I wasn't batting for him at all. I saw right through the bullshit of his lie, right through the bullshit, the bad acting. Okay.
Horrible acting.
So it's very reminiscent. The reason why I put his picture next to, this infamous other liar. And I'm not saying Christian Keys is lying. I'm saying he's embellishing and trying to out someone who's gay. That's what I'm sticking to. Even in my speculation, that is what I'm sticking to. So I partnered him because he's twinning, in my opinion, with Jussie Smollett. Okay? They're both singers. They're both claiming to be victims. They're both chasing clout, which we all are. Nothing wrong with a little clout, a little sprinkle of clout. They're both actors that can use more what? Publicity. More publicity. Very strange victims, these two. Very strange victims, these two. And that's why I compared them. So doing a little research, I'm like, who is this Christian Keys guy? Who is he? Now all eyes on you, right? So I found an article I thought was quite interesting. And I said, here we are. You're damaged. And I'm going to bring you into the article so you can see. I said, here we go. Here we go. You know how you're looking at somebody and you're trying to peg them, pause, and you're trying to peg them and you're like, there's something there. I don't know what it is exactly, but your little spidey senses be tingling back here. And you're like, there's something off about you, right? So check this article out. Check out Christian Keys' past. This is going to be very interesting to you. Jack said they're both light skinned.
They both act like skin.
Very much so. So this article I thought was really interesting. I said, So let me pull this up and I'm gonna read you a little bit of it. I'll skim through.
Yeah, I've been noticing some changes as well in the last 24 hours. And
did you notice that?
I'll bring it up after Exhibit A. But,
okay.
I noticed some things. I was like, interesting.
Okay. Well, here's Exhibit A. And this is just me doing light research, right? Because I'm really not interested in this dude. I really do think he's a clown. But whatever. That's my business. You guys can listen. And this isn't an echo chamber. If you're like, no, Jen, he's a victim. I believed him because X, Y, and Z. Feel free to say it in the chat. Feel free to come up and say it on the panel and let us know why. Okay? This is just my opinion. I don't know what the panel's going to say yet, but let me read this article. It says Christian Keys says he became a professional runaway after his foster mother made him walk down the street naked in the rain. Trauma. Let's go deeper. It gets worse. Actor and All the Queen's Men creator Christian Keys made a shocking revelation over the weekend when he accused a powerful Black Hollywood billionaire of sexual harassment. In a nearly hour-long video on Instagram, Keys alleged that the unnamed individual attempted to climb into bed with him in a room while he was intoxicated at a party. He added that the man also offered him $100,000 to strip, and another actress padded his equipment, though he's never publicly spoken about these interactions in fear of being blackballed about these interactions in the industry. His experience with trauma goes back further than his early acting years. So again, be clear, because we got to be clear, right? When we're dealing with evidence. He is claiming that the guy who tried to climb into a bed with him in a room while he was intoxicated at a party is also the guy that was in his home and offered him $100,000 to see him naked. So he's had a lot of interactions with this guy who was tormenting him, okay?
Over the years.
Since 2005. What's up, Abby? So the article goes on further. It says, as a child who grew up in the foster care system, the now 48-year-old recalls suffering abuse at the hands of his very first foster mother. Remember, we spoke about that early trauma? When asked to describe his childhood of bouncing around several different foster homes between Detroit, Pontiac, Flint, Michigan, Keys told Atlanta Black Star it was interesting, to say the least. The accomplished playwright and screenwriter, who was adopted since the age of 3, said there wasn't much consistency being raised by court-appointed guardians. The only consistent thing in some of the foster homes were pencil and paper. So if you're in a less than wonderful environment, I could create or I could write a place, write myself into a space that was better than what I was experiencing. So that helped. Keyes explained nothing that writing eventually became his refuge, a place to mentally escape this or that, or child abuse, or feelings of neglect, or not being worthy, things like that. And it definitely shaped my storytelling. You know what else has shaped him? Okay? And how he deals with life, trauma, and incidents. The Saints and Sinners star.
Storytelling.
Right. The Saints and Sinners star remained a mum while he was placed into foster care, but he went on to discuss his upbringing with Mrs. Keyes, who formally adopted him. I guess that's where he got his last name. He described her as an incredibly, remember, the first relationship a little boy has is his mama, foster care or otherwise. That's his first relationship. That's his introduction to women. He described her as an incredibly abusive woman who would hit him with a bat, a hammer, a broomstick, a saucepan, and bottles. Okay? When the belt didn't, when it wasn't as effective as she wanted, when it didn't make us scream loud enough, she would hold the leather side and beat us with the belt buckle. It gets worse, he continued. But it was that kind of environment between 3, 8, and 12. So by 9, I started running away. By 10, I was pretty good at running away. By 11, I was a professional runaway. These are his words. I'm reading verbatim. Running away became his norm as Keyes learned to fend for himself. Fend for himself by stealing or eating out of the garbage cans at McDonald's and Farmer Jack supermarkets. Child Protective Services, man, they dropped the ball probably a dozen times with me. Neighbors complained because she would have, as a punishment, she made me walk down the street naked in the rain at 9 years old to ask a neighbor for a magazine. The Watchtower and Awake, ask another Jehovah's Witness family. The state of Michigan has been accused of dropping the ball on numerous occasions, with 371 children dying from abuse or neglect in the past decade. According to the Detroit News, families of the children have accused CPS of not thoroughly investigating the allegations. Keyes continues, it took a couple of decades to build my self-esteem back up and heal from all of that. And it was heavy and painful, said the singer-songwriter, but I was so happy to get out of there. Keyes began to see better days after a second adoption with another family under Michelle Williams, who had no problem taking care of him without being paid. It was wonderful. The family taught me love, taught me how to be a man, taught me responsibility, he stated, adding that he learned discipline from having an extensive chore list, including cutting the grass, taking the trash out, washing dishes. He added that Johnson took him in without any formal paperwork filing, which came much, much later. I mean, I've been in group homes, detention centers, foster homes, dealt with child abuse and neglect, and I figure I could affect some change on the other side. So why not, said the family business star. Okay, so instead of pursuing a career as a social worker, he took the more creative route, gained the attention of media mogul Tyler Perry, whom he's grown to work closely with over the years, blah, 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 yada, yada. So what have we learned here today, class?
That he doesn't know how to get to the fucking point. Who gives a fuck? Look, listen. Who played your butt? Get to it, all right? All right, you're not going to tell it? All right. Let's move on to some other shit. I got Super Bowl fucking tickets to get to. It's like there's 1,000, there's 1,000,000 stories in a naked city. Okay. This shit sounds pretty mild, actually, to some of the stories that I know.
So that's where I wasn't gonna go where he went. There was a little bit of what I was gonna say in there, just a little bit. I was gonna, but I'm gonna pick up where you left off. I've known plenty of people who have gone through the system, through the foster care system, group home system. I've actually dated a couple of people. And someone even said it in here, it kind of reminds her of Miss Ruth said it, kind of reminds her of Tiffany Haddish story, right? And I'm really big on picking up patterns, right? I'm like, oh, I noticed with these people, they do this thing and these people do that thing. And after a while, I was able to put together the pattern for people from foster care and group home, and the stories, the horrific, everyone had horrific stories, every last one of them. And the other thing, 100% of the time that it has, that their stories include is SA, whether it's from the parents or each other. Most of the time, it's each other. That's a really big thing. And I'm talking 100% of the time. So yes, foster and every single
You
person.
mean 90%, Lily?
Hmm?
You mean 90%?
No, I'm gonna go with 100 this time. We're not doing 90. We're not doing yet. We're gonna go with 100 this time. But everything is 90. Everything's 90, you all. But I'm just saying, like, from the stories that have been told to me, like all of them, everyone's story included those things. Also, there's a lot of studies that have been done on this as well. People who grew up in the system and things like that. It is very psychologically damaging, and this is making a lot of sense of why he's such a storyteller. And I'm gonna end it right there for right now. But it's making more. This is making so much more sense now. This is putting a lot of the pieces to the puzzle. I mean, I already had enough of information that I needed, but this is making it make way more sense now.
What say you, chap? What do you think so far? How you doing, Miss Polly? Hey, Miss Ruth.
How did he get Tyler Perry's attention? I think he probably got Tyler Perry's attention because Tyler Perry was probably maybe he was down a whole strip and he found him on it.
Hurrah.
It
didn't. That's not outside of the realm of possibility. Motherfucker said he was a runaway.
I ain't about to accuse Mr. Perry of picking up asses on the strip.
Well, I mean, this gentleman right here is indirectly accusing him of,
but let's go further because this motherfucker, they put people on suicide watch. He's now on like and comment watch, right? All the blogs are watching everything he likes, everything he comments on, everything he approves of, people he may unfollow or follow. That's how these blogs do. They literally have people watching. The other day, they announced that Diddy followed that other Asian chick remember the one he beat her ass and then she was trying to get her story out?
Gina,
and nobody believed her. So the other day, Diddy apparently refollowed that Gina woman and everybody knew about it because you really go on comment watch and on like watch. So someone said on X, formerly known as Twitter, I don't think it was Tyler Perry and Christian Keys liked the comment. However, when someone asked him, did he watch Tyler Perry's documentary? He gave a nasty, no, I didn't watch that. Right? So here we are again. Speculation. So there's this reality show character, literally a character. All these people are characters named Bobby Lights, who I don't care for. However, he's one of the people that is now clapping back.
You bringing up what I was going to bring up.
Right.
I'm like, always on the same.
So essentially, we're in the Keys mini saga right now. We're in some sort of
it's an anime. It's an anime series, like an anime. Right. It just rolls over.
It's like we moved straight from production, lights, directors into a one motherfucker is just lying. It's just making up shit with a camera, and people are just holding on to every word to see where the next episode goes to.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you this. I was thinking about this morning, and it was really deep, right? I remember, and I'm pretty sure you all are going to understand what I'm saying here. Actors always looking down on reality stars. Always. But it's ironic they're becoming them.
Yes.
That's crazy. I was thinking about that this morning.
Yes.
I'm like, maybe you stared in the abyss too long because you all's lives are reality shows now. No one cares about your art anymore.
Facts,
They
though.
only
Because
care
we
about
know about him before this. And he's drawing this out like episodes.
they do that, and then they draw this stuff out. It's like they take us with them. We had to go on the whole Cardi B marriage, you know, and Offset cheating on us every 2 weeks. I mean, it's like stuff like that. Like they bring us into this stuff and we're invested, and then they want to close it. We like, nah, bitch, we invested now. You better tell us what happened. What happened on that last date?
We're in the group chat, ho. Okay, so check out this post by this Bobby Lights character. This is what it's hitting for now. So this Bobby Lights dude, first of all, Bobby Lights says Christian Keys is a clout chasing beast. Boy, you either gonna say the name or not. At this point, you think it's a game. And it's so clear you're loving the high you're on right now. Sit your ass down somewhere. We all know you're one of the girls. Anyways, it's giving somebody need money and they blackmailing allegedly. Now, before you even swallow that, keep it in your mouth for a minute, chew. Do not swallow yet, because check this out.
Thanks for letting me know. You got to let me know sometimes.
I'm here for you, Lily. Check this out. Christian Keys, that is a comment from Christian Keys. He left the eye emojis and he said, if I say who it is, it'll break your hearts. Okay? He said, this is the little eye emoji. If I say who it is, it will break your hearts. Okay?
He should have used the carrot emoji.
Right. That would have been more apropos, actually. Okay? So here he is again. This is from his desk, okay? He said this. If I say who it is, it'll break your hearts, right? So what I see here, okay, is he is playing a game. He's playing a game. And when I said yesterday, fuck Christian Keys, he's a clown, some of you thought I was being too harsh, right? And so let me double down and reiterate, fuck Christian Keys. He's a clown because he's taking something that's serious that some people have not survived from. Some people have not survived being sexually assaulted, being sexually harassed. This ruins careers. People get blacklisted for real, and lose everything that they've worked for. And this little bitch, who, by the way, I told you the other day, a lot of people saying he's bisexual. Somebody I know whose production he worked on said, when I gave him this news, because I knew he worked with him, I was like, did you hear blah, blah? He was like, what are you talking about? He's bisexual. He was like, anyway, I don't give a fuck about that. I got shit to do. But so the word around towns is, I don't know how the rumor began or started, but word around town is he's bisexual. And I would believe that. I'm inclined to believe that because I trust this person I spoke to. But not only that, this industry is small. People think they're secrets. They're open secrets. Y'all just getting wind of it now because of social media. But we know so much shit behind the scenes that'll break your hearts. We know shit about people, right? Because we got friends. So when you look at him, he thinks this is a joke. But now that we know his history in the foster care system and the incredibly abusive people that adopted him and threw him to and fro, right? We know that this is a damaged man, a man who's going to tell stories, okay? A man that's going to seek attention, which is probably why he went the creative route, because he could pretend, right? Versus being a social worker and really helping other people. So that's what's going on so far.
So it was something that Abby would be on my wavelength too sometimes. Get out of my head, Abby. Because it was literally, this is what I was going to bring up. I was watching a video from a queer person, because I noticed something. The queer people were the first people to see right through it, because we know these games. We've been seeing, if you're queer, male especially, I don't know how it goes with the ladies, but if you're a queer male or either like a transgender woman.
Lily, am I queer? Am I?
Am I? That was a good one.
Am I queer?
So this is the thing about guys like him. There's guys who, if they know they're attractive or if they have a nice body, what they do is they dangle carrots in front of gay men. Of like, that's why in any gay bar, you can go down to the Village, you can go to any gay town of USA or abroad. What you're going to see is heterosexual men, bartenders and bouncers. Because if you're going to bartend anywhere as a nice looking man, heterosexual, the best place, they know this, is and you're also going to see drug dealers as well. Okay. Because what they do is dangle carrots of, you might get this one day. You might get it one day. That is the number one, most classic, most common thing that straight guys do to gay men. Okay. And they do it for a lot of things, but mostly for financial gain. Okay. And I'm just trying to like not to put too much out there, but with a lot of gay men, they have no problem with paying for boys, paying for what they want. They don't have a problem with it. Right. And so with some of them, they'll keep paying out and paying out and paying out and paying out and paying out with the hopes of doing something. So one or two things is going on here. Either he was doing the carrot game where he didn't give it, but he was like, oh, I might, oh, let me show you a little something. Because they'll show you it. They'll do a lot of stuff, but they won't let you, or he was actually going through with it and got kicked out the whip. I'm inclined to believe he got kicked out the whip. But I also know that it's plausible because I know how they do. That's the most common thing in the community.
So wait, Lily, are you basically saying that these gentlemen, these dudes, they act like some women in the industry essentially when they're around gay men?
Yes.
That's what I got from it too, because women do that to guys. It's like having a friend zone guy, and you're never gonna fuck him, but keep taking the favors and all that.
It's about the dance, and then a lot of them they get off on it. And no one listening to his background and his history. Number one, I'm sorry, like you said, that's a gay or bisexual man. I will never believe that as a heterosexual man. Okay, allegedly, I will never believe that. You can't pay me to believe that shit. Okay, so I can't entertain that. I'm just sorry, I can't entertain it. But it is like more about the song and dance, right? And so a lot of it is the attention they love, because that's part of the currency. They love the attention, but there is a lot of financial gain and a lot of perks that come from it. I've seen it a million times. It's just how it works. It's just how it's so common that like you talk to gay men, they're just like basically like you talk to gay men, it's just like, oh, I picked up trade. It's kind of like a community piece. Like they take them out the community chest and dust them off and do something with them, give them a coin and put them back in the community chest for somebody else. And then they're like, oh girl, yeah, I did him. He was cool. Like he liked to do this, he liked to do that, but he don't do this. Oh, okay, cool. It's so common. It's so common. It's just how it is. And he could be gay for pay too. That's the other thing. That's very common as well. So it stinks. And that's why the queer people are seeing through him. Oh, this is the other part about that. But he knows that if we see through him and we speak up, because Black people are so homophobic, they will not listen to us. And if you look under Bobby Lights, it's always comments going to be like, oh, you just want everybody to be gay. You think everybody gay. It's going to be the retort if we say something, not knowing that we've seen this our entire life. We know him. We've seen him a million times. So that's the tea on that.
Liar.
Yes.
Liar.
I know. I wonder somebody's going to come forward about him.
Like I said, he's a whore.
Yes, he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you. There are very few victims in the entertainment world. Very few victims in show business.
Be careful.
Very few. And that's all I'm going to say. Not saying there aren't any. Just saying there's not as many as they love to make you think.
Okay. And do you want to elaborate on that?
I will say there are a lot of people with buyer's remorse. There are a lot of people who are mad that they're cut. But outside of children, it's not that many victims. Outside of children who can't be protected or who are literally sold into the hands of predators by their parents, that's a completely different thing. That does happen. Outside of that, we're talking grown motherfuckers, legal of age motherfuckers. Very few victims. Very few.
Yeah, he's definitely weaponizing his sexuality, which is something I have a problem with as well. Guys like him, because it's so funny when I'm watching the comments from the queer people, they're just looking like, oh, that's just a piece of community trait, like that didn't get his way. We know how that shit goes. And then they weaponize their sexuality, or they weaponize homosexuality
But that's how again, I unfollowed this dude a while back, and the only reason I followed him was because he ran in the same Chitlin circuit. Some of that word bothered some of y'all. Yes, the Chitlin circuit, it exists. Okay. So we ran in the same Chitlin circuit, same move, what I mean, dealt with the same, people in the industry, I'm not gonna say. But so I usually follow everybody that's in the circles that, I work with, no big deal. But then I unfollowed him, and it's funny because the person that connected us unfollowed him too. So we were laughing, comparing notes, like, you unfollowed him too? I unfollowed him because he's so, Lily, going back to what you said, I loathe when women do it.
Mm-hmm.
When they use their sexuality as like a ploy, and this is who I am, right? Because they know people are eating it up hook, line, and sinker. And they ain't got shit else but their body, right? But reading his history, we don't know if they done prostituted this boy. We don't know if he was molested as a kid. Great possibility if he's getting fire beat out of him and he's getting tossed around through foster care, because people know ain't nobody really watching for them foster kids like that. So who knows what he's been through, and they grow up sexualized way too early, right? So who knows where he is mentally. So I do believe maybe he sold a little something, maybe he did do a little something strange for a little change, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like everywhere you go since 2005. So he's been a victim. When you think about it, he's never stopped being a victim since he was 3 years old. That is when he said he was adopted. So he lives in victim mode. Like, look what they're doing to me. But then those people, you notice, they're over sexualized. I've seen women do it. I've seen like the strippers and the sex workers. It's like, stop treating me like a piece of meat, but then their meat is all they have. So that's what they lead with, right? They lead every situation with it. I got tits and that. But no, it's like we watch that horrible looking woman, Tracy Morgan in the wig. Sugiyana.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay, Sugiyana. We watch her do it, right? Where she's constantly referencing her sexual escapades. She's on Twitter showing her vagina full out squirting and playing with herself. And she's basically a sex worker. And then a guy tried to kiss her or hug her. She was like, oh my God, I'm a victim. I'm like, and we should be able to say no matter what, right? And it's a very dangerous line. It's a thin line, and it's a very, very dangerous line, because when you have people like her and like Christian Keys, the lines of who really is a victim get blurred.
Look, listen, same could be said. We understand that when somebody behaves like a so-called studio gangster, when that motherfucker get tested in real life, We don't sit there and be like, hey, that's entertainment and you should respect their boundaries. No, you say that, no, this motherfucker talks shit on his records. He presents with a particular brand of energy in public. Motherfuckers tested him. Look, if you're going to get on some whole shit, this motherfuckers who want some pimp shit out here. And they going to see what you about. And runaways, I've known runaways. I've been around runaways. The ugly truth is runaways do two things to survive. Sell drugs or sell ass. What the hell else you got at your disposal?
And mind you, he down there in Atlanta. Like, the stuff that goes on down there, baby, around this type of stuff that I've seen with my own eyes. And trust me, y'all know I travel a lot. And I be in the trenches. And the stuff that I see down there surrounding this stuff, that I mean, I've seen a lot. And I've seen what people like him do, how far they go out of their way to pretend they're not into a thing that they're heavily into. Not something, oh, I tried once or twice. Like,
you mean like him continuing to say he's not gay, he's a heterosexual man, he doesn't bat for the other team, he's about the black queens, and it's all about the black queens, and all about the black queens, and the black queens, and the black queens, and he's not gay, and he don't swing that way.
God. It's got to be interwoven. It's going to be God interwoven with I'm not gay and a little black queen for good.
Oh, that's the platinum package, baby. That's the platinum package right there.
And they're gay. They're gay.
Personally speaking, I don't know if I'm fucked up my own self. I survived the 80s and the 90s. No one gets out of that shit without being broken to some degree. But what I can say is this: much of life that I know, that I see people's faces, that you see who people are, it's either on the fringes of society that I've been around motherfuckers who make a whole lot of fucking money. Everybody in the middle is lying. Your average worker, your average 9-to-5er, your average this who claim to be normal, who claim to be decent, those motherfuckers are lying. Because once any one of those people in the middle goes either here or there, you see the real shit pop out of them quick, baby. The real shit pop out of them quick.
So check out this comment that again Christian Keys commented on. So he really is playing this game. He's playing this blog game. He's going to the blogs and playing around in the comments, right? But there were tears when he was saying how he was sexually. The man is damaged. I read all I had to read in that article. He's fucking damaged. He's an attention seeker. I'm positive he's a compulsive liar. I am sure.
Yes. Definitely give me compulsive liar. It's all up in there. All up in there.
I am sure that's way too much damage for a child to endure since the age of 3 to get over it because somebody nice adopted him at age 16. That's not how it works. That's not how trauma works.
And I'm going to use this. I'm going to talk about this further tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a child, particularly a male child, you don't have the prowess or the strength of a man. You don't have the physical strength of a man. You can't hurt somebody. You can't damage somebody physically. So what do? You resort to lying. You resort to manipulation. You resort to other things that can help you get your way.
Right.
But we'll get into that more so tomorrow because it pertains to my point from that we're going to discuss.
Okay. So this was a tweet. It says, this is from It Is What It Is, She Says. A couple backhanded compliments in here, or backhanded. I read this as sarcasm.
I have one question before you start reading. Something that's bothering me.
Okay.
Did y'all, is it not bothering you, or is it not questioning, like you're not questioning why he kept his abuser's last name and not the name, like he didn't change his last name, or it was just too much trouble?
That is true.
Yeah, because Roseanne changed her whole face because she said she looked like her dad, and her dad was the one who was molesting her.
I mean, well, Drea Kelly kept R. Kelly's name, and he's a convicted pedophile.
Yeah, but
and who allegedly abused her as well.
Right, but she's getting clout off of that.
Right.
So I see that.
He doesn't make sense.
That's the ugly wife with the big butt.
Yeah.
The weird body. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, why would she let go of his last name? What else she got going on for? What, Montgomery?
Hi, Shani. Welcome to the panel.
Hey, y'all. I had to get in on this tea.
Okay.
Nice to meet you,
Shelly.
beautiful people. Hey, boo-boo.
Hello.
How are
Good
y'all
to see you.
doing?
Good to see you. We are really
Yes, likewise. Y'all got a good conversation going tonight, honey.
Huh?
Yes. This Christian Keys mess. I said, I got to get on his crazy ass.
All right, so we'll get your POV right after I read this. Let me add this. So this was somebody's tweet. I took it as sarcasm. It says, watching Christian Keys and can tell he is clearly a victim, only $3,000 to his name and violated by a gay billionaire. And no, I don't believe it was Tyler Perry. I wish Christian would have taken action. That man will still have his money and good name, and Christian will remain broken. Now, Christian Keys, as you can see here on the right, commented on this post. So Christian Keys is also watching the blogs, as we all are. And this is where he said, if I say who it is, it'll break your heart. Okay. And people in the comment section, give us a clue. Who is it? I wish you would clear Tyler Perry. And I also said that it was irresponsible for him not to say who it is, but he's building this out because this is the most attention he's gotten. So he's going to give us episode by episode. I think it was grossly, irresponsible for him to not name who it was and let Tyler Perry get dragged into it. And that's whether Tyler Perry is the person he's talking about or not. Because two things happen, right? One, if you're not naming him because you don't feel like it, you're putting other people in danger. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Right? You're putting other people in this dangerous person with all this power and these billions of dollars. You're just letting him run amok by not naming him. And two, it means that you don't care who else gets pulled in, which is why I said, fuck Christian Keys is an asshole. He's an asshole. Whether it's Tyler Perry or not. Shelly, what say you?
I think he's lying. I don't think it's nobody.
Oh.
I don't think it's nobody. I think he is lying. I think he wants some attention. I do. I think everybody's talking about all this stuff going on with like Diddy and all these people doing all this stuff. I think he just jumped on the bandwagon. I do. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Do you think any acts occurred, even consensual, or you think nothing happened?
I think if something happened, he was consenting.
Yes.
But I don't think he's a victim.
No.
So Shelly is getting it. Yeah. Jussie Smollett walked so Christian Keys could run.
Yeah, I don't think he's a victim. I think he was a willing participant.
So you think he's some disgruntled boyfriend of somebody, or disgruntled lover of somebody?
And I think this is the opportunity for him to jump aboard.
Yes, and to Haran's point, it's just very. I find it very peculiar that a male would experience sexual trauma throughout his life, especially if it happened when he was younger, right? And then now he's 6'3" in muscle, and you're supposed to be traumatized, and you're still everybody whose house you go over, what party you go to, what set you on, everybody. Right.
You usually grow to, the pattern is psychologically, Psych 101. The pattern usually is you grow to 6'3", build your body and start breaking people up.
Period.
That's
what usually happens.
Think about it like this. Why now?
But
why now?
There's also the other half of it, because as you ladies said one time before, women who have been obese and they drop the weight and they might look stunning, but they still think and behave as the woman who was undesired. So that dude, regardless of his physical prowess, and deep in his mind, subconsciously, he could still be behaving or seeing himself as that damaged child, that damaged young man. He doesn't realize that he has the weapons now to fight back. He can actually hurt somebody now.
You know what's funny? I'll go further. I feel like those weapons he got is to be manipulative.
Yes, that's what
He's still in his manipulative brain, and he knows bodies move people. Because if you look at his comments, baby, okay, them women are in hook, line, and sinker. He knows that. That's why he's always shirtless. He's continuously shirtless.
And I'm gonna say this too. This is gonna be very controversial, but this is only what has been told to me from people, from men specifically, who have gone through what he's gone through as a child. I forgot who said it, but to your point, they say that they learned early that I can get things this way, that this makes people happy. Even though I didn't understand what I was doing as a kid, even though I was being violated, I recognized it gave me attention. It made people move, like I got candy or money, and I can manipulate. And so when I see the body, how he shows his body all the time.
I told you when I Googled him, I was hard pressed to find him in clothes. He always had always naked, and he used to have long hair. He looked even worse than he looks now, but I know y'all think he's fine. Don't mind me. I don't think so, but he had long hair and he looked even more corny. I was like, this dude had long hair, like long hair.
An attention seeker is what I see him as.
Thank you for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. Fahim Jackson says, Christian says he donated to Morehouse, paid student debt. The guy who paid off debt at an HBCU was Robert Smith, the billionaire, but not Morehouse. But there have been a couple of billionaires that have donated. Dre donated, Tyler Perry donated, Oprah donated. There have been other billionaires. What's his name? What is it? Rob Peebles donated. There've been a lot of millionaires and billionaires that have donated to HBCUs. Shit, Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. According to Christian Keys, it's gonna break our hearts. Like, motherfucker, do you know what year we in? Do you know what we've survived? Do you know what we've survived through the pandemic? Do you know our favorites have died over the past couple years? Do you know what we've been through? We've survived fucking COVID. Who's gonna break our hearts exactly? Like, seriously, who would? Oh, it's gonna break my heart.
Because they're gay.
Right, we're gonna find out.
Like this. He put that out there and said it's gonna break our hearts. But why not just tell what it's like? He wants all these people to watch, be listening, and then I'm gonna hit you with this big thing. After I got all these people watching me, just say what you're gonna say and be done with it. But he's not doing it that way. That's the problem I have.
It's also given me that he hasn't gotten the offer that he's been wanting yet.
Someone that I think it's attention. I think it's all attention,
man. It's all the shakedown. It's all the setup. There's been conversations being had behind the scenes. I can see it. And somebody's probably being told you got 24 hours to meet our demands, or else we gonna spill this.
Or else we coming for you.
Check this out. He said it in the video. He said it in his video. Oh, if I tell y'all, it's gonna break your hearts because y'all deify this man. He said we heard it in the video. Now he's leaving it in the comment section on blogs. We heard you the first time. So are you now? It sounds like you're threatening somebody.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
The whole video sounded like a threat.
That's what I got from it.
Because he's like, ooh.
Why is your brother telling you to chill? Wait. Why is your brother telling you to wait? He's telling you to wait because, hold up. We need to have some.
It ain't time yet to unleash the dragon. We need to
have some conversations. We got to negotiate, bro.
He want that Cassie money. That's what the tea is. You're right.
So now hoes are negotiating their fees in public. That's what we doing. What have we come to?
I mean, hey man, look,
those are private conversations.
Right.
Look, baby, shit ain't been the same since the pandemic. It's anything goes since the pandemic, baby.
Why he just make an OnlyFans like everybody else? Why he didn't just go make an OnlyFans like everybody else? Seriously, he would have been able to. Because a lot of people have started OnlyFans and nothing has happened to their career.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Like before, because I'm telling you, this is giving me a move. Also, in addition to everything that you all are saying, or that we've been saying, in addition to that, it's giving me his last ditch effort of desperation. This has been in his back pocket since 2005. When shit slow down, I'm pulling out this pen and I'm talking, right? So one more, trick up his sleeve he could have did before he did this that would have made him some millions. But now you gambling. He's gambling with this one. Because I feel like, and another thing that's giving me pathological liar, because I've been around those two, they don't take the time to piece their lives together and make them really good. They just lie a lot. They're not good liars. They just lie a lot. And this is the part that got me just looking at Instagram, like Twilight Zone, that people was falling for, because there was a million holes in his story. A million holes.
He got a lot of women.
Right.
A lot of women.
Right.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
But
I thought people could cover him, God.
Yeah, praying with him.
Yeah, it's a lot of women. But the men are coming for him. Like, the women are like, oh, it's so bad. But then the men are like, yeah, okay, brother, really? Seriously?
Like Jay Regal says, no man allows another man to play with his sexuality for 15 years unless there is a large degree of consent. That's another good point. It's like straight men, all right, más macho, okay? They act like this Neanderthal over here, right? So ain't no way in hell you're going to keep going back to work, visiting a man's house, letting him visit your little townhouse, okay, over and over and over again. And you already know that guy is hitting for your ass, right? Women do the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm not going to hang out with that guy because every time I fucking hang out with him, he's always taking it back to fucking him, right? Or every time I hang out with that dude, that person's doing X, Y, and Z, right? So we avoid them, right? But this dude was at your house. You're at the parties at his house, yet you're heterosexual. You don't swing for that. You know what I mean? And yet you're always around them. So which is it, Christian?
Yeah.
Because I don't know anybody who hangs out with their assailant
for 15 years. Don't like something. Don't like a little bit of it.
Without the threat of death. I believe Cassie was really afraid for her life.
and yeah, she was afraid. Okay, see, that's all. And those are apples and oranges. First of all, that was a 19-year-old girl, right? That met some grown ass powerful man and got into a relationship. So but I feel like this is the same thing. He just wasn't 19. I'm just saying. This seems like there's some feelings.
Ladies, ain't no heterosexual man gonna be going to no house, getting sauced up, laying on somebody's couch with his butt up in the air, and knowingly that this motherfucker over here
is gonna come and keep coming, and you like, oh,
he's gonna keep coming at you, and your ass is up in the air. You drunk as fucking shit, and your ass is up in the motherfucking air. Ain't no heterosexual man gonna put himself in that situation.
You know what's good about those type of liars? You know what's good about those type of liars? That if you have half a brain, and we know that most people online are not working with any brain at all, fuck half, okay? So it's easy to manipulate them. And then the celebrities that were backing them up, well, they just want to be part of the latest news story, right? Because everybody's like, clout is a hell of a drug, and that's how people, and they know the conveyor belt goes fast, right? But what's good about, if you just sit back and watch a liar, what's great about them, this happens at First 48 a lot. This happens when detectives are interrogating somebody guilty. What they do is they give you an alibi, okay, while they're playing victim. They offer information you didn't even ask for. Right? You sit and you talk with them. It's like Ray Carruth at the hospital. He's talking to the cops. Hey, by the way, is it can you test somebody's hands for gunpowder? Like, can you find out if they were there at the scene? And the cop is like, let me put this donut down. Would you say? Would you ask? So when you watch Christian Keys talking, right? He gives you the alibi. First of all, he gives you an alibi you didn't even ask for, why he's lying. So at the party, really quickly, at the party, right? I'm at the party, such and such tried to come up, but I was throwing back the Hennessy's, right? But he doesn't stop there. The tall Hennessy's. So he's giving you an alibi in case somebody questions him. Why were you there? Oh, I was super drunk. I wasn't just the small Hennessy's. He literally said, the tall Hennessy's. So he's giving you an alibi, and you didn't even accuse him of anything yet. You didn't accuse him of being sober. You didn't accuse him of wanting it. So before you even do that, he's giving you his alibi. Hey, I was drinking the tall Hennessy's, right? And that's the thing with liars, is that they give you a fucking alibi, and then it makes you suspicious. You're like, well, I didn't ask you if you were drunk.
And why not
Right.
press charges? Why not? It's 15 years
Well, no,
later. Why not press charges?
he said he purposely let the statute of limitations run out. This was his words. So if it's not about money, then the only thing it could be about is criminal prosecution. But you X that off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Where we at?
Morality.
We're back to attention and money.
At it, morality. This is you just
it don't make no sense. His story makes no sense.
Why this horrible man is out here in these streets? Yeah, I know, man.
So the reason why I love this comment, Miss Ruth, thank you for this comment. She says he saw Cassie got more money than she asked for, so he's trying to get a bigger bag, just like Cassie. Here's the thing, right? I made a joke the other day to one of my exes. This is a thing. This is gonna happen. That is a fucking jackpot. Cassie hit the lotto with that. But here's the thing. Lily, Haran, Shelly, you're in the business as well. We've all gone through sexual harassment. All of us, okay? And sexual harassment, we brush it off because we who the fuck we are, right? We say no, it's no, fuck off, right? However, the shit we go through is literally sexual harassment. Like literally on the books, by the book, by the law. Yeah. It's sexual harassment. Damn, your ass look good today. Like how you do? I love how, you know what I'm saying? Okay, look, you brought the girls with you, right? You brought the girls with you. A lot of this shit that men tell us, hold on, Haran. A lot of the shit that men tell us on set is sexual harassment, but we giggle it off. It's no big fucking deal. We don't care. The first movie I was ever in, okay, the director's girlfriend was like, we want to see your titties. We want to sleep with you. We want to see your titties. That's sexual harassment. I'm from New York. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Let me get on set. Next, Jen, we need you in 5. We just keep pushing. How and ever, since Cassie's case, anybody who's been on a set and got a bad joke told to them, got talked about their ass, their titties, their hair, or what their mouth do, they're all going to be looking through their files, right, of shit that happened. And I made a joke with my ex the other day. I said, shit, I'm running through my text messages. See if you ever talk to me sideways. Because I know people don't talk to me sideways. Shit, let me go get a Cassie bag. It's a Cassie bag. So,
okay.
You know, is right. Everybody, all of us, if we wanted to, and here's the thing, the lawsuit wouldn't even be frivolous because motherfuckers have told us some shit on set. Some serious shit on set. Okay. Now we could be like, that shit was inappropriate. You're making an unsafe environment. I'm going to sue. We could do it. We could do it if we wanted to.
Yeah.
It's
not just that. Oh, go ahead, Haran.
No, I just want to be transparent. The only people I said no to were the guys.
What?
The only people I said no to who hit me with some sexual harassment shit were the guys.
See?
But you know, it's not the same thing. It's kind of not the same thing.
It can't be the same thing with your whore.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because it was an older woman. It was an older woman who said to me one time before, it ain't sexual harassment if it's Denzel. So, you know what I mean? It's dependent on the situation. You know what I mean? Look, man, if a millionaire white woman wanted to take me out and have me butt naked playing guitar on her yacht, what I'm going to say? No, right now. I have morals. I have ethics. Like, nigga, I got bills. But I'm being transparent right here. I'm not being some dude on the couch giving you some long-winded fucking tirade and some diatribe about how he feels violated. And when he was asked to drop his trial for $100,000, he felt violated. No, I'm telling you, like, look, man, the situation, you know what I mean? It happened to be a gender. I was like, she looked in. It was in. We made, and a couple of things happened that I advanced in my career. I'm not a liar, though.
Abby says he does not mention the average gay guy that might have approached YouTube press is funny. He says Obama was a producer on a recent film, Leave the World Behind. He did say it would break everyone. No, it's not Obama. He said this guy's been getting on him since 2005, and he has all the recordings and stuff. There is that one person. I mean,
Ruth right there. Like, look, sweetie. Look, sweetie.
And who records stuff like that? Who just sits there and records conversations of people?
Somebody who's a fucked up person, who's sneaky, who already has a plan of setting people up. And that's why I said this was a long 20-year. Yeah, this is a 20-year plan. Because this is the thing, he entered this industry knowing that things can go anywhere at any time, right?
Right.
You could be up one day and down the next, right? So he's like, okay, you know what? They try to kick me out the whip. All right, I got this in my back pocket.
I got plan B. I'm gonna start bringing out some receipts, honey. I'm coming next. Y'all gonna hear me. Shelly Live gonna be somewhere sitting on top. Like, yeah, they gotta get me, girl. This is crazy. People are crazy.
Right. Like if I sat there and talked about everybody like Jen said, it's been times me and Jen have been together, and we've been, I think every time we've been sexually harassed.
Because men do it all the time.
Yeah, like bye, boy, bye. If you don't go some goddamn where,
I mean,
you know.
Lily and I, you know what I mean? We frequent certain spaces together, and we've had a man tell us, hey, long as I have a mustache, you have somewhere to sit. Like, these are the jokes on set. These are the jokes when you're working in a male-dominated, business.
But you know who's really grabby in certain situations? White women. When they get the drinking, white women when they get the drinking, they get the grabbing brothers, they get the grabbing dicks and shit like that and all that.
And kissing.
Oh yeah, white women are very aggressive when they're drunk and in that environment.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. In case I ever have a fine man and he on set, he working with a white woman, I'll be right there like, bitch, you will.
Yeah, you'd be right to do that.
I'll scalp you like my ancestors.
You'd be right to do that.
Riverboat, girl, riverboat.
Right. Easy.
Come on, you gonna come on set with the spatula?
Yes. It's so funny. My grandbaby, I put her in her little hand, that big spoon. I got a video of her like waving. She's a baby. That
is so funny because everyone loves that part.
I'm sorry, Miss Ruth. I did forget. You're absolutely right. We did talk about white women, and I didn't. But speaking of race, before we get out of here, Jeffrey Epstein, a judge has ordered that all 170 people connected to his sex island are revealed.
2023 ain't done with these hoes yet. We did say this was the year of reckoning, and honey, the tea is being spilled
all over the place.
170. So let me tell you something. Christian Keys is gonna get with it, honey, because everybody has a sex scandal. Okay, everybody. So a judge has ordered all 170 people. See that would be that type of judge, right? But has ordered all 170 people attached to the Epstein case be revealed. So, keep your eye out for that. That is coming. And something I was talking to Haran earlier about that we could probably delve into tomorrow. But when we look at all these scandals in Hollywood and all of that, I feel like everybody got blood on their hands. Everybody. We all know someone who did something who's still our friend, or we still talk to, or would still show up on set if they said, hey, I got an indie film. Everybody, I love Babyface to death. He knew what L.A. Reid was doing. He knew what L.A. Reid was doing. Everybody knows everybody. I know friends that have got accused of X, Y, and Z, and it just comes with the territory. How and ever, and I'll land the plane here. What I also told him earlier was, it gets put on a grand stage when it's a celebrity. How and ever, the mailman, okay, the girl that works at McDonald's, the school teacher, they all know an uncle that touched a niece and the uncle's still at the barbecue. So there's blood on everybody's hands. Everybody knows somebody that knows something. It's not just the celebrities. The celebrities just have the money to make it more elaborate and fly male prostitutes around the world like Diddy. But no, even on the lowest level, you know, Uncle Touchy and Auntie Grabby, they still at the birthday party. Did you call it on them?
Look, man, everyone has secrets. Motherfuckers just ain't get to yours yet.
Everybody.
So it would be a very, very interesting world if everyone's secrets were exposed. Would we look at any of us the same? If anyone's secrets are exposed, because those, I would love to see those Epstein, those names on that list, and we're going to see liberals, conservatives, Democrats, priests, judges, moral people. We're
law enforcement.
Everybody.
Yep, a lot of
all that. We're going to see all of that, and then everyone who sat and went hard for all of those people on there. It's gonna be like, oh. You're gonna be like, hey man, what's going on, man? You good? You good? Yo, dude was up here.
2023 Royals, law enforcement. One of the Royals already got caught up in the Epstein Island.
Absolutely.
I'm shocked that the judge, because if you know, that Epstein rabbit hole goes extremely deep. Like if you watch the Netflix thing, that was nothing compared to what really, like I've gone down that rabbit hole to the point where I had to stop because it's dark. It is extremely dark, and there are a lot of people complicit with that, because it was nowhere in the world this man could pull off the things that he pulled off without higher ups protecting him.
Absolutely.
And nobody to this day, even as far down the rabbit hole as I've gone, nobody can definitively tell you what he was an 11-figure man. No one could tell you where that money came from. Not one person can definitively trace where that money came from that this man had. He really had no job except trafficking people. So it's deep. I'm surprised that they're what do you call it, like iceberg? What are you breaking the ice? I'm surprised they're breaking the ice with these names, because that can trickle down.
It's not the day of old. Like there's a changing of the guard happening like I've never seen. This is really, really a wild time we're living in. Here's the document right here. It says more than 170 people with ties to Jeffrey Epstein, including former employees and victims, are set to be named in a trove of court documents that a Manhattan federal judge has ordered unsealed in the coming weeks. Judge Loretta Preska on Monday ordered the release of the trove of long sealed documents in the since settled defamation lawsuit that Epstein accused of Virginia Roberts Giuffre brought against the convicted pedophiles Madam Ghislaine Maxwell back in 2015. Under the ruling, dozens of individuals who have previously only been identified as Jane Doe or John Doe in various court filings linked to the suit will likely be identified when materials tied to them are unsealed in full. So they are naming names, honey.
This is going to only prove one thing. This is only going to prove one thing. At the end of the day, when all those names pop up and people start seeing names that they recognize, those same folks going to look the other way, and they're going to prove to the world that, as I always said, no one gives a shit about kids.
They don't.
He can reveal all those names. He can reveal all those names every fucking Friday until summer of 2004. You know what I mean? 24. It won't matter, because people have become so dogmatic in their agendas. They are willing to risk anything to uphold their fucking beliefs, no matter how sick and destructive they are, including children.
People are very selective. People are very selective with their judgment.
They're gonna see them names. Right. They're probably gonna see them twice, and they just gonna keep it pushing.
No. Right. All right, guys. So that was our show tonight. Don't forget, mañana we're talking about are women innately liars? Do we lie to men?
Have me on the block.
Come back tomorrow if you can, Shelly.
It's always great to see my girls and guys.
You are always welcome here. We love the pretty faces on panel. All right, guys. So tomorrow is going to be quite interesting. I'm coming for the girls, just to keep it fair. I'm coming for the girls. All right. Thank you, Miss Ruth. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat, for adding those really, really insightful comments. Gave me stuff to think about. So, I guess we'll move on until this dude drops the name and breaks our hearts.
The hearts. Yeah, that part.
Right. What's up, Ray? You missed it. It was a good one. All right. Good night, guys. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out for Mama. Don't forget Cash App on the Block with Jen to support the show. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show. It's going to be spicy. The ladies aren't going to like it, but I'm sure the fellas are. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you so much for joining us.